A brand new mat for the workbench. What better way to break it in than finishing off a clean build on a clean mat? That's right, today we're doing some painting finally on the K5 Blazer body. It's been a long time coming to get to this point. Full disclosure, I do not believe this video will be the end of the build. I mainly want to focus on getting this thing painted today. There's going to be a lot of assembly after painting it. Even just assembling the body itself. That doesn't factor in lights or anything like that as well. So today's going to be mostly about painting. I've been teasing about the color scheme and getting you guys to kind of give me your ideas and your thoughts. And today you're finally going to see that color scheme. I hope it turns out as good as I have planned in my head. You can see I got all of the parts that are already painted, taped up. That's the engine bay. All of the interiors nice and taped up, as well as the hump in the back for the suspension. I'm not super worried about the bed itself because we'll be doing something else with that in a different video, but I wanted that hump to stay that bronze color. I guess without further ado, here's the first color. You guys have already seen this color actually. This is an off-white color, sort of a cream. I painted the engine this color as well as the brakes. This is going on the top. We're going two-tone here. It wouldn't be a K5 Blazer without going two-tone, now would it? So mainly the top of the cab, around the windows, and the back of the bed cover. There's a bunch of little trim pieces though that'll be this white as well. You can see me spraying them here. I have them all laid out on cardboard. Everything was primed ahead of time so we could get straight into painting. We have to let this paint dry for a bit before we can tape it up to get to our next color. Next up is some taping. In all of the pictures I looked at, the white on the top of a two-tone Blazer stops about right here at this trim line in the front. So we're gonna go ahead and actually tape a line there. And for the most part, it looks like it wraps around this door. So the top is gonna be white, but the door is gonna be the base color. I went with just a little graphic paper on the top. It makes it easy to cover a large surface, and then we just tape to it after. That's all taped up. It's time for our next color, which is gonna be silver, which, bear with me, this isn't just silver and white. We have to lay down a base of silver before we can lay down a color on top of it. And now for the fun color. This is Root Beer Candy. I thought a nice deep brown would look really good up against that white and that bronze of the chassis. This is a true candy. It's a concentrate mixed with clear, meaning you can probably see here that it goes on pretty light, and as you add more coats, it gets darker and darker and darker. I want a pretty deep brown here, so I'll be going with a lot of coats. Unfortunately, I ran out after 2 to 3 coats, so I had to get some more on order. Another reason why this video took a little longer than expected. But after layering on the candy until I'm happy with the color, and also making sure that all of the panels match, I have to make sure I put the same amount of coats on the hood and the tailgate as I do on the body, or else when you put them together, you'll see a difference. But once all of that's done, we can let that dry a good hour at least. We'll untape all of the white, and then we can finally spray the clear coat. This will be a bit of an adventure to make sure I get clear on everything and don't miss out on any surfaces. We don't want any light spots. I've got to say, I'm super excited about how this came out. It took about 4 or 5 coats of the candy root beer, but I got this really nice deep brown that really pops in the sunlight. I can't wait for you guys to see this thing in the sun. But it also looks pretty dark. In certain lights, you can't even tell it's brown. It's really hard to explain how awesome this color looks. I wish you could all see it in person. Hopefully the camera does it justice. After getting that clear coat on there, you can really see how the color shines. This white next to the brown as well is just gonna look really, really good. And then especially with that bronze coming through with the wheels, the engine bay, just some really nice contrast. This is coming out exactly as I hoped. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video though, this isn't gonna be the end of this project. Just because there's paint on it now doesn't mean we're done. It's probably a little difficult to see on camera, but when you're spraying without a paint booth like this, you'll have imperfections in the clear. So on the hood, you may be able to see where the light reflects a bit, that there's what we call orange peel in the clear. It's not a smooth surface, it has some texture to it. There's also a couple of spots where we got some bits of dust and trash in the clear coat. And there's actually a way to get that out. We're gonna water sand basically this entire body and buff it. We'll get all of those little imperfections out, all of the trash, the orange peel, all of it, and polish the body back to a shine. That's gonna be a long little process though, so that'll be in its own video. But we're finally getting to the final stages of this build, being able to mount this body on that chassis and have it all completed. So let me know down below, what do you think about this color? Man, even just there, you can see the lightness and the shininess in the brown here, but in the bottom, it almost looks black. I'm super excited about this. Leave a like down below if you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next videos on this build. We're getting close to wrapping it up now. Really excited to take it out to the first car show and see what kind of comments I get on this build. As always, thanks again for watching. Peace.